Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like a torta with some bad habits. Bye up, bye up. Let's get to the intro. Welcome back to Gunners Collective TV. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking. And I appreciate the support, man. I'm very humbled by it. Thank you. So Wes Watson, the assassin, has stomped out a brother and now is leaving the building, right? He's done. He's done. Stick a fork in him. Maybe not done by going to prison, but he is done when it comes to money. His money situation just became a funny situation. Unfortunately, man. Hey, I don't wish this upon no one. It's fucked up, right? But I don't know what to tell that man. You know, how stupid do you have to be to fumble the bag? You get the bag and fumble it. I get the bag and flip it and tumble it. He definitely fumbled the bag. We're talking about someone who became an overnight success, someone who was able to bamboozle and lie his way into the hot seat, right? And got burnt. Didn't know how to cool it down. You got to cool it now. You had to cool it now. Like New Edition. Instead, you did the old edition, the lying edition, the manipulating edition, the situational edition, right? He did a bad edition, and guess what happened? No one liked the rendition. No one liked it. People started to discover and realize and recognize this dude was a fraud and a fake and was playing alpha when he was really a beta. He was front, ain't no future when you're fronting. Orale. You were fronting. And in the midst of fronting and scheming and scamming, people are starting to realize, man, that it wasn't as funky as they thought Marky Mark was. You, Wes Watson, are in a bad situation right now. His stock is plummeting. Money situation is going to be bad. And it's gone from bad to worse because not only is this man fighting a case, okay, for an assault, where they offered him 3 to 5 years on a deal to state prison. And of course, he denied that, turned that down. He said, I got lawyers giving lawyers piggyback rides, best lawyers in Florida. We're going to go ahead and fight this. Does he have action? To be brutally honest with you, yes, he does. He absolutely does. Florida is a different type of state. It's not California. It's the reason why his ass is over there in Florida. It's closer to the money he's trying to make. You know, you notice how old people always retire and go to Florida? That motherfucker got a little bit of money and retired already. Too soon, homie. Too soon. Right? He should have never left. But Wes Watson catches a case. And now, does he have action? Yes, I believe so. I believe the fact that that man came in there aggressive, set up a phone and all that is definitely the reason why Wes could possibly skate. Doesn't mean he will, though. The derogatory, the N-word that he was screaming out, you know, when the guy was on the ground kicking the guy, allegedly. I mean, we've seen the video, but it's always going to be an allegedly with me, right? The weapons that were being swung from the front and behind. You know, hey, you can call a man out and take that fade, but once you start getting to jump a man and hitting a man with foreign objects, this ain't the WWE. You are not John Cena, bitch. That's just the way it is, right? Anyways, Wes Watson chose to go the route he chose, and we'll see if it works out for him. But yesterday, you know, it was brought to the attention by John Bravo. Shout out John Bravo. Shout out Isla the Thinker too as well. Make sure you guys tap into those two channels. I watch them quite extensively. They both got heat when it comes to Wes Watson. They got sweet heat, like Popeye's chicken. They got repeat heat. John Bravo drops a video yesterday. The 7-foot monster. That's how Wes Watson referred to his victim, as the 7-foot monster. The predator that came in there, set up his camera, and got to pushing on Wes before Wes got to bamboozling him, right? Confuzzling him. That guy right there has filed a civil lawsuit. Now, let me explain what that means to you. That means Wes Watson's money is going to go bye-bye. See, in a civil lawsuit, it's much easier to win than a criminal lawsuit. In criminal court, every I better be dotted, every T better be crossed, every liquor store, every telephone pole. You know what I'm saying? Richie Valens better be on his A game and not get on that plane. There's got to be a lot. In the civil suit, just word of mouth. They'll play the camera footage. Fool getting stomped out. Man, look at these were my injuries. You know what I'm saying? I need a whole bunch of money for that. he got money. Look at him. He's boasting and bragging and showing off cars and jewelry and telling people he makes $50,000 a day sitting on his ass. Well, Judge, I'm going to go ahead and need some of that. That motherfucker ripped my dreadlock out, right? So I'm going to tell you right now, that guy's suing for millions of dollars. If Wes Watson literally has millions of dollars, then the brother's going to have a few millions of dollars. You know, he's got him a lawyer. The lawyers usually get paid on the back end. So they struggle and strive to get the most they can. So now Wes Watson has that going on. Look, myself, Dubs, shout out to Bubba, John Bravo, pizza shit, Wes Watson. All these guys have been telling you guys for a long time, Mud Pit, Max Trip, everyone, that Wes Watson's money situation isn't what he says it is. Okay? Now, along comes Isla the Thinker. Shout out Isla the Thinker, who digs deep. And I mean deep, so deep, put your ass to sleep. Digs deep into the world of Wes Watson and what Wes really has going on. And there's been some accusations made. There's been some puzzling questions that have been put out there. Was Wes Watson quite possibly involved in something much bigger than him, a scheme, a scam, a pyramid, whatever, that could definitely tear down his empire? Well, tap in with Isla the Thinker and go trip out on it. I'll tell you guys right now, Wes Watson got a lot of arrows being shot at him, and Davato don't got a shield to defend. He's too cool for that. He got Sean Strickland from the UFC on his ass. He got a whole bunch of UFC fighters wanting to kick his ass because he's comparing himself to a UFC fighter. He got a whole bunch of Marines want to beat his ass for stolen valor, right? He still got a homeboy that he owes $38,000 to, who he has blocked, who isn't taking too kindly to Wes Watson. He's got police in Miami that don't give a fuck who he is, right? He's got people. He just made enemies. Someone that he bought a car from that he called a punk and a bitch. That dude, I'm sure, is highly upset. Probably went home, whipped his wife's ass. He was upset, right? He's got his old lady trying to scheme and scam any Birkin bag out of him. She got her plastic surgeons upset because everyone online is saying that her fucking BBL's fucked up. So, you know, the plastic surgeon is slapping his head. Everybody that gets around Wes becomes upset. Their life gets turned upside down. And orderly, you have Big Calvin, big boy, right? Who ain't got nothing or don't want nothing to do with Wes anymore. He'll wear a Wes Watson shirt here and there, but he don't want nothing to do with Wes too much. Ever since Wes caught that case, distance. You can find that Vato on TikTok selling Kool-Aid with Cali Muscle slamming a whole watermelon down his throat in the back. It's just facts, right? It's what happens. Them Vatos be over there. Hey, it's the best of fucking bomb blueberry raspberry shit I ever drank, Holmes. It's the craziest. The next week, oh, you got to try the strawberry banana. Emphasis on the banana the long way, right? They're different. Come on, doggy, buy it, doggy. It tastes like you're swallowing a whole banana, doggy, right? I'm like, what the fuck? These guys are odd and different. None of them guys want anything to do with Wes. People are distancing themselves because Wes is the Titanic, the Titanica. It's sinking. His 15 minutes of fame, his money, his gift of gab, his charisma, all that is being overshadowed by his stupidity, his brashness. You know, look, I don't hate Wes Watson. I don't hate anyone, man. You know, if that man's getting all the money in the world, get that money, but be humble. Treat people that don't have it with a little bit of respect and kindness. You know, you can do anything you want to do, but here's some knowledge you can't get in college. What you can't do is continuously and consistently disrespect people and not expect people to clown you or come back at you. It happens. It's happened to me. I've been humbled. It'll happen to you. You'll be humbler. You'll be humbler riding in a Ford Tumbler. That's just it. You'll go from Bugatti to, ooh, naughty, right? It just is. You know, this 7-foot monster was hurt. That dude was fucked up. If you've ever seen the video of his face when the cops are questioning him after Wes Watson did his thing and his homeboys allegedly did their thing and the dumbbell did his thing and the weight belt did his thing and the whole N-word did his thing a lot, right? Then you can understand where that guy's coming from. Now, here's the argument for Wes. I'm going to give Wes some game. Sit down. Stupid ass. Listen, Wes, some real game, man. You can forward this to your lawyer and really get gamed up. When that man put that phone there, he went there with the full intention of recording it for clout and to start an issue to hopefully get famous off of it, to maybe get some money off of it. So that in itself right there was basically a setup. Like, okay, now where the lawyer's going to double back, the DA, where he's going to be like, nah, hold up, motherfucker. No, this ain't no new video. Hold up, right? Where he's going to double back is the fact that Wes Watson initiated it, called the dude over there. Yeah, let's catch that fade. Let's do this. And then, proceeded to jump him. That you cannot do. That's a no can do, cannot no do, right? And so it's going to be a situation where it's up in the air. Honestly, truly, the civil case, I think he's going to lose. I think Wes Watson will lose. I think a lot of the millions of dollars that he's sitting on, that he claims that he has, it ain't nothing, man. He's balling more than Leonardo DiCaprio, right? Well, his Titanic's going to sink too. That dude's going to get a few million. He's going to get a Christina Milian times 3. He's going to get a Christina Milian when she's rocking that thing. Like, who gets that reference, right? Davalto's going to get some money. And Wes Watson's not bringing in legal money anymore like he says he is. No one's buying his Watson fitness. No one's listening to him talk about how to be bigger and badder and better than everyone, especially when he says you can't. You can never be like him. He's cut from a different cloth. Why do you want to listen to a man for an hour-long seminar that tells you ain't shit and you ain't never going to be shit? Isn't the whole plan to tear you down and build you back up like Play-Doh, not to tear you down and leave you there? Pimpish ways. That motherfucker got pimpish ways. Tear a chick down and don't create her, but deflate her. And that's what he's doing, right? Pop her bubble. He's trying to burst people's bubble. So people ain't falling for that with Wes. They see an asshole with money. And now people are starting to question the dollars. Now the dollar amounts are starting to be questioned. The good thing about this civil suit is, for anyone who's curious, I'm not really. I could care less how much he doesn't. But people that are curious with how much money he has, it's definitely going to put it on the forefront. He is going to have to show all assets. He's going to have to show what he is worth. He's going to have to show where the money's coming in and where the money's coming out. And if he is involved in any type of scheme, scam, pyramid, anything, then that's definitely going to come out in court. Whether a guy that he's involved with at any level is involved in some type of RICO situation and Wes's name is being drugged through, whether by association or by actually help, this Valto's going down the criminal tunnel again when he had it. That's how stupid he is. He had it. He already had money. You don't go buy flashy shit, Bugattis and Ferraris and fucking in gold, oh man, tattoo. Look, lean back with just a regular badass shit. You notice how these athletes, they be dating their fucking college chick? Man, I'll be watching this shit be popping up on YouTube, right? Hey, do you know who her husband is? Some NBA shit, right? Oh, yeah. And I'm like, damn, these chicks are bad. And most of the bad ones, the ones you could tell like are dedicated and really know their husband or their boyfriend statistics, really know, they're all from like college or, they've been with them since high school, college. They've been with these chicks. Chicks are bad, regular, but bad, right? They got a little bit of money now because their old man's over there hooping it up. Now they're getting the Birkin bag. Now they're taking care of themselves. Now they're doing what they're doing, but they've been stuck with them, so they deserve everything they got coming. See, Wes Watson, he had to go get the fucking plastic Barbie chicks. Mugres, ugly, fish lips. Ass does not connect to the legs. Legs too thin. Licorice legs. Look like a fucking Tootsie Pop on top of licorice. It's all bad, right? It doesn't add up. How low can you go? Well, her ass is going to drop, so we'll see. This is what's going on. These are the type of, he wanted like everything he's seen, like, oh, I'm going to get all the jewelry, all the chick. No one's jealous of that. No one's hating on that. Do your thing, bro, but do it correctly. You shined a little bit too much on people. You irked people. You made people upset because not only though, have your money, do your thing. If you've earned it, you've earned it. But the way you treated people along the way and how you continuously treat people is what is the lie detector test has determined that fool's an asshole, right? That's just how it is. People that have had interactions with Wes say, damn. Then you bring all these clone dudes out like Puggy Watson, all these weirdos that, man, are like worshiping you, getting tattoos because you get tattoos. I mean, just the craziness of it, of the situation is just becoming too much for people to bear, and people are backing up with their wallet, which is not good for Wes. Because right now, Wes is going to have extensive bills. You got a lawyer to fight the criminal case, which is being that he's the best lawyer allegedly in Miami and Florida, whatever. That's pretty expensive, Wes. That's gonna get you in the boo-boo. And then now you got a civil lawsuit going on, which you ain't representing yourself. Stop it, right? Man, you got to get another team of lawyers to handle it civilly. You know what I'm saying? You better be civil in that motherfucker, or the judge is going to calm your ass down. Look, there's a lot going on with Wes Watson right now. The fact is, his YouTube channel, toilet bowl, comet cleaner, right? His Watson Fit, ain't no one buying that shit. You know, you ain't convincing not a person in this world anymore, man, at 30,000 and you're going to change their lives. Motherfucker, if they look at their life compared to your life right now, nah, I think they're going to be cool with their life. I know right now, look, I ain't got a lot of money. I ain't got a lot of nothing, man. I got material things, hats, shoes, bullshit, right? I got my family. I got love. I got respect. That's all I got to have, right? That to me means the world. But I'll tell you right now, with my life and compared to what he's going through, I don't give a fuck if he's into the Bugatti with a plastic chick. I get my monies every night from bad tortas, right? So if I look at his life, man, he's got a case looming over here. He's got civil over there. They're talking Rico over there. Yeah, I'm good, homie. I'm going to go ahead and stick to my LA Kings hat. You know what I mean? I'm going to post up. I'm going to do me. I'm going to have that little bitsy ass fucking safe right there with $250 for emergencies in it. That's it. I'm good. Because at the end of the day, I recognize that I don't need a lot of money and shit to make me happy. I just need to wake up and get some fresh air. So that's good. The best time in your life is when you get up in the morning and it's nice and crispy and clean. Damn, I made it, eh? Because tomorrow's not promised. Now it's hustle time. Now it's grind time. Now I'm going to believe in myself like no one else does and get mine. Wes Watson understood what it means to be. Look, he lied about his prison story. So what? Let's give him the pass on that. So what? He lied. Little Tapatillo never heard nobody. So what? He lied. He progressed. He did what he had to do. He made his moves. He made his power moves wearing shower shoes. And ultimately, what happened? People bought into it. They bought into the guru shit. They bought into it. And he started to make money. But he lost his way. He went from the ghetto to the palace. And now back to the ghetto he will go. And I'm going to explain why he'll go. Because he didn't humble himself. It's a humbling experience to know where you came from and where you're going. Some people don't know how to react. Some people ain't never had real money. He's a perfect example of someone who ain't never really had no money. I read his case when they went in the motel room and he socked some dude up. Initially, what he went to prison for. I know what happened, right? A pound of weed. It was over a pound of weed. A pound of weed, bro. Let me explain. Let me tell you guys a quick story. I had this chick, right? One of my baby mamas. I ain't even going to go too deep into which one because I have 4 of them. She had her brother who lived next door to us. Couldn't stand him. I mean, there was always something with them. Come to find out there was something real bad with them, right? I'm not going to put his PDF shit out there, but let's just say it was weird. Just never liked them. Asked for a job. I was working at a company. I said, look, I can get you a job, bro. I said, just show up, pop up. You know what I'm saying? And I'll talk to the boss and whoop-de-whoop. I always work. That's one thing about me. That's why all my baby mamas know, man. You know, that I always worked, always had money from working. I've never been lazy like that. So I'm like, hey, he doesn't show up. I go home and I see him next door. He's smoking a joint and she always smoked weed. So what's up, bro? Why don't you go? I had the boss ready to pull you in, whatever. He said, nah, bro. I can't go because I can't pass the drug test, the weed test. I says, that don't matter, bro. Shit, you know what I mean? You're good. You just can't smoke. Oh, no, if I can't smoke weed at the job, bro, I get headaches and whatever. Any excuse he came on after that, I said, man, fuck this dude, right? Didn't like him from that point on. I did a lick. I came up. I had like 3 pounds of weed. I knew I don't smoke weed. Never been my thing. It was dirt weed. It was not good. It wasn't like fucking the super cryptochronic, the light, right, that they have now. It was just decent weed, which he would have fucking went crazy over, right? I waited till he was out there. Yeah, I'm Petty. I'm Tom Petty, right? The heartbreaker, but trip out on this. Me and him weren't getting along. So I was like, fuck him. Lazy motherfucker asking if he could borrow $10. So what I did is I went outside my pad. Fact. Dumped out 3 pounds right there in the apartment complex. Pissed all over that shit, scraped it into the fire. Fool was still trying to pick nugs. I would piss all over him. That's how scandalous he was. The point of that is, weed ain't shit. It really isn't. You could just drive to the mountains and weed grows wild, right? It ain't even that. So when Wes Watson got caught up, you know, I'm not saying, you know, he didn't do his crime or whatever. I don't know. But it was over a pound of weed. It wasn't really that big of an issue. You know, he socked someone up trying to get him for a pound of weed. You know, he tried to make it like, oh, I was slinging 50, 70. Look at, bro. No, you weren't. Stop. You guys went in there to get some Bammer weed and you got stuck in the SFC. That's a fact. Wes Watson, with the moral of that story, I say that to say this. He went through prison, hardship, criminality, all that to make it somewhere where he could enjoy life. And he continues to display criminal behaviors. This is not an act, man. You know, all that, oh, man, I'm going to beat this case. There would never be a fucking case if you weren't an asshole. The reason why you're consistently calling people out online and talking shit and blowing your own bubble up is because you can't stand the fact that you are not exactly what you want to be. You're still, I don't know if it's you're born with the Tootsie Roll. I don't know what it is, your height, your weight, anything that is wrong that he feels is bad with them, he takes it out on other people, man. But he ends up with the repercussions for it. It's crazy. Anyways, Wes Watson is getting sued. I think that dude's going to get millions and millions of dollars. I don't know if Wes Watson has millions and millions. He's going to get a few million, like I said. And Wes Watson is going to be back to the drawing board. But he has a lot more fish to fry, man. We'll see how it works out. I'll tell you right now, if he ends up in prison in Florida after losing a whole bunch of millions and going to prison, can't generate funds. He ain't going to be able to generate money while he's in there, right? He better set that up right now. He's going to end up back in San Diego sitting at that park at the bench with pigeons shitting on his bald head. That's just crazy. What a roller coaster story, Wes Watson, huh? And there are a lot of people that go in on him. People are like, damn, why are there haters like that? It's not haters. It's really not haters. If he gives you ammunition, they're going to shoot. That's just what it is. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. Let me know what you think. Do you think he's going to lose the civil lawsuit? Do you think this is just too much? Do you think Wes deserves time? Do you think Wes is getting out? What do you think? I think all of the above. They call me the gun. Bang, bang.